Okay, I'm live. Do my usual routine here, which actually that's going to be part of the announcement. The routine's probably going to have to shift up here. Not a big fan of doing things over and over that don't seem to be productive. That's why I constantly try to reinvent myself or try to tweak things in some way, in some capacity. I don't know. To me, I don't know. I've tried a few different things over the years. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Something I constantly question all the time because when I think back, my real my endeavors, everything I've ever undertaken in my real life, the physical realm, I've always proven to be successful at every without exception. I mean, not the best of the best of the best, obviously, right? But I've always proven to at least be, at the upper echelon or at the top of my game, no matter what endeavor that I chose to underdo, whether it was, due to physical capacity or, with smarts or wisdom. Social media, and I mean, I've been into this stuff forever. I started, my first computer was a Commodore VIC 20. And shortly after that one, it was a Commodore 64. And I mean, it just went from there up to the PCs starting at Windows 95. And I've been into computer. I've been into, being part of the online universe. I was an early adopter to social media and all the different platforms that came, throughout that whole time frame. And yet, like I say, based on the evidence is all in, and based on the evidence or the preponderance of the evidence over the last at least 10 years, I have to admit, and it's a tough one. I've had to admit this before, but like I say, I just keep trying to think, well, there's got to be something. What can I do? There's got to be something I can do. So I keep trying and trying and trying, but no, I have to admit I'm an absolute failure. Why or what? I have no, I mean, are there external factors that contribute to that? 100%, I know. But do I contribute to it as well? It's hard. It's hard to determine these days, but I'm definitely come to the realization that I put in a tremendous amount of time and effort. Probably a little bit too much time and effort, which leaves a lot of my personal life on the back burner. I've prioritized all this stuff and fighting for liberty over my own personal life for the most part in so many ways. And I don't know why I continue to do it. I don't know. You can't beat that stupid altruism, that religious fucking shit that was taught or jammed in my head when I was a kid. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, folks, but I've got to do better. Not just for myself, but for everyone else and for my family, even for my wife, for my sons, for all of our mental health. I like I said, I can't keep doing this time and time and time again where I'm seeing not only is my growth stagnant, but like it's dropping off once again. I mean, my video that I uploaded just the other day was it have, I don't know, a couple hundred views, and it's just a short video. I mean, now I've gotten to the point where even just standalone videos that are, only 10 minutes or under, roughly and around, I can't even get any more than a couple hundred views on one of them. So like I say, the trajectory for the last at least couple of years now, it's been down, 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 down. And like, no matter what I do, it doesn't seem, no matter what the hell I do to try to reinvent myself or tweak things or change things up, once it's just proven to be an absolute failure. So I'm not a big fan of first of all, of being a failure. This is all new to me. Like I said, I've never failed at any of my, in the physical realm, I've never failed at any of my attempts or any endeavor I've ever undertaken. I've actually done well. I've been very successful, which usually leads me to the position where people are very resentful of me and try to bring me down in some way. This is the exact opposite. I can't get any traction. I can't get any traction. And it's the announcement. I'm not quitting. I'm not ending things entirely, of course. And as a matter of fact, for the folks that are the member that have chosen to buy memberships for the channel, I'm going to be doing some live streams, and I'm going to uphold my end of the obligation in terms of bringing people on to do, have a discussion on the stream, like the ones that chose the upper echelons of the memberships. I'm going to stick to all of the things that I promised, but I think my days of streaming are definitely, well, I mean, I'm still going to do it. But like I say, it's going to be greatly reduced in comparison to what I have been doing for so long now. And I said this about a year and probably a year and a bit. And or however long ago it was trying to get away from things a little bit. And I just get drawn back in because there's so much out there taking place. But what it is it's my own thing. Is I see that shit's happening around the world, and I'm so concerned about it that I just feel like I'm compelled that I just got to talk about it. I've just got to explain my stance on it. But for what? What? I don't know. Maybe I use it for my own therapy. Although if that's the case, then the therapy is failing as well, because I'm not getting in a better mindset. It's actually putting me in a worse mindset these days. Because like I say, it seems like everything that I do is proven to be an absolute failure. And I don't want to bring you folks along, with to publicly display my failures. So I don't know. Anyways, let me send out some of my links here. Why the fuck bother? I don't even know. I don't know, but I'm going to do it anyways. Why not? Send them out for the 3 or 4 people that'll get the notifications, or the few. Yeah, it'd be more than 3 or 4, but not a whole lot more. But there are some things I want to cover in the stream, and like I say, the announcement is I'm not quitting, I'm not going away. It's just that I'm going to be much, much quieter for the next little while. You'll be hearing a lot less of me as I try to figure out what the hell is going on, what's next, and where I go from here. Because like I say, yeah, my video, like I say, criminality at the border is a pretty important topic, really important topic, subject matter that's contained within it. Really, really important that all Canadians should know about it. But yeah, 286 views. Even when I look through, I'm just here looking now through some of my past streams here. So just to give you folks an idea here. Yeah, why not just bring it in here? Let me just bring it in here. Why not share the screen? Yeah, there you can see. So, well, there I am live now with a whole 6 watching, a whole 6 people watching. Yay. I mean, thanks. And I really appreciate you 6 people who have shown up. But anyways, then, like I say, my video from yesterday, 286 views. Actually, and that's the other thing, YouTube fucking with my shit, and now they're trying to say age appropriateness and give me all these strikes and limited ads. So YouTube's even stepped up. I mean, I barely make a fucking $1 or $2 off YouTube as it is. And even when you find folks contribute in terms of membership or super chats, well, YouTube wants to take 33 or 30% of that. So yeah, I don't know, I'm not making myself any money, and I'm handing over a substantial portion of the little bit I get over to YouTube. But anyway, so yeah. And then of course that video, a whole 164 fucking views. A whole 64. And the one before that, 149 views. That was 4 days ago. 4 days ago. So what's that work out to be? 150. So basically half of 75, 37 and a half views per day. That's what I'm averaging. Even worse, go back 6 days, 137 views for that one. Spent an hour and 47 minutes talking about a lot of shit. This one I spent 2 hours talking about a lot of shit. 2 hours. Basically, almost as many minutes as I'm getting views, right? And that one video, I guess I had one that did fairly decent, 615 views for that one, Lockdown Fanatics. And of course, the YouTube censorship one, it got 500 some views. But then once again, the streams, 150, was it 155? Even my interview with David, Statism, Millennials Find New Faith, 300 some views. 183, I believe, is that what that says? 273, 3. I mean, basically most of my, if you average them out, a couple hundred views at best per video, per stream, I should say, at best. And it's funny because actually the further you go back, the numbers will start to get a little more. So 300, 347, 307, 4 something, 350. These are kind of low, of course, but 400, 3s, 400s, 3s. I think that one's pretty crappy. Only 300. That was actually Sorny Keynesian. That was actually that was a really important one. Actually, there's tons of them in here that I consider to be really important videos. Like I say, didn't get shit. This one was another one. The one that I tried to tell people, yeah, I really want you to watch this one, folks. Really, this is a really important video. 369 views. Like I say, if you get a few months back, okay, so 760, 520, getting into the 600s again, 400s. Well, this one here, it was a good important one too, of course. The whistleblower reveals the silent claimants are getting 20 years. But why did that one get so many views? Because it talked about asylum claimants. So people thought they might hear something like racist or some shit in that. Because yeah, Canadians love to hear racist bullshit, man. If you can put on the premise that you're going to go rail against brown people, or if that's what they believe you're going to do, or black people and shit like that, oh, they'll fucking watch that. I don't know. It's like a spectator sport in this fucking country, I guess. But anyways, usually that's the ones, or insulting Trudeau. All those get lots of views, but all the important shit that I talk about on a regular basis, fact, nobody cares about that. Ooh, head of CBC News might be stepping down. Well, that got a little more views. My discussion with Tim Mullen, that's 2 months ago, only got 500 and some views. 500. But as you can see, it's getting more than what it is recently, right? So I'm going backwards. More work, more effort I put into it, I'm getting less reward for it. Could you imagine any fucking endeavor you ever undertake in your life where the harder work you put in, the more effort you put in, the less you're rewarded? Could you imagine going to work and you know, if you're sat on your ass doing like this all day, you get paid $20 an hour. But if you got really fucking ambitious one day and started fucking just hammering out, fucking doing more work than everyone else, and they were like, okay, we're going to have to cut you off there down to, we're going to have to cut you back to minimum wage there. And New Brunswick gets 11 something an hour. That's all you're going to get. If you want to come back up to getting your $20, well, you better fucking not do anything. You better, I don't know. That's the message I keep getting anyways, is the more work and effort I put into shit, the less reward you get. But anyways, like I say, continuing back here. So in the 500s, 891, 989, grabber, poor guy. 1.4K. Oh, right-wing extremism in Canada. So, you know, I'll got to hear about that. There's at least 1,000 views. Talk about CBC back then, and another one with 1,700, 800, 640, 8 something, 1,000. This one didn't get much. Yeah, the subjective value of and cost of inflation. Actually, lower amount of views. Probably way more important in terms of what people would need in terms of knowledge in regards to economics than the rest of the ones that have gotten way more views. But once again, that's what I've come to expect. The most important videos typically get the least amount of views. 1.1. Few couple with the 800. 700, 2.2 thousand, 1,000, 966, 1,000. Another 1.1, 1.4, 1K. Like you have to go back probably, what's this, 5 months ago. You probably have to go back at least a year before I get back into the consistent where there's like 1,000 to 2,000 views and stuff on my videos, 2K. And actually, if you go back even further than that, you know, I had some videos that get upwards of 40, 50,000 views. But yeah, you don't see them anymore. Like I say, basically dropped off like a cliff. But anyways, I won't waste any more time with that. But yeah, as you can see, and that's just over. I just went back 5 months, right? But yeah, like I say, now look at this. 100 and some. Like I say, that was just a fluke, I guess. These two here, I don't know. But for the most of the time, my streams are not proven to be even the slice bit. And that's the crazy part, is the people that watch my streams, like, and I really appreciate the feedback that you folks give me. But as you can see, when you're telling me, oh, I love your streams, I love when you're doing your streams, man, would you please do more streams? I really like this longer format where your streams and where you're engaging with the, okay, I get it. And like I say, I bow to the whims of the market. The market spoken, and the market said more streams. Did more streams. How was I rewarded for it? Terribly, right? So, like I say, even when you're talking about social media, there's the market, the signals, not just in the real world in terms of economics, but the market signals even on social media, they're all fucked up. It's like, is there like some barriers to actual signals being sent anymore? Is there like some kind of infrared device out there that blocks signal? I don't know what the hell's going on. But like I say, the signals, the wires, everything seems to be crossed over and fucked up these days. But anyways, let me see what few folks did join into the stream. Oh, let me turn that off there. But as you can see, folks, I'm not a happy camper today. I have to deal with a lot of shit, and it's not proven to be very beneficial these days. But anyways, let me get back and see what's going on with the fine folks in the stream. Because like I say, I'm not mad at you folks, not mad at you folks at all. I'm just saying it's getting pretty shitty out there. Hey, big howdy there, Ron Sire. Hey, anarchist, what's going on? It's a calling. Yeah, well, I mean, you can tell yourself that. I suppose that's what we do, right? We tell ourselves a million things to try to convince ourselves to keep doing the same bullshit over and over and over again. That's same reason why people, when they go to their mindless fucking jobs and performing their remedial tasks every day, you got to tell yourself a million things, right? Why you want to keep doing that same shit over and over and over. Good morning, Saniko. Good morning. That's what they want. But yeah, I know. And they're going to get what they want because, like I say, I admit I lose. I can't win. They're too powerful. They're too powerful. They've destroyed my ability to even have any fucking self-esteem anymore. They've done a great job. I admit. They have done an exceptional job. And you know what? Whatever. Take your victory lap, then, lefties. Take your victory lap. Because, like I say, maybe actually that's the best thing. I'm starting to some days I think, well, give them their win. Like, why fight it? We have no power. I mean, come on. None of us have any fucking power other than over our own little personal lives. The rest of society hates us. They loathe us. They can't stand the fact that we want to be free, that we're not part of the big collective, right? So, listen. They outnumber us. They got all the guns. They got all the fucking money. Like, they got the printing press. They got everything they need to like say, continue on life unfettered, unhampered or unencumbered. While we basically I got to function off scraps, barely getting by, barely fucking being able to sustain ourselves, and having to put off or put a lot of the work effort onto my wife, which, she works for pretty low wages as well. So I don't know. Maybe you got to give them the win, give them the big W, let them win and see, like I say, once they've won their prize, then like sit back and say, okay, what have you won? Because like inquiring minds, for me, I want to know what the lefties have actually won at the end of the day. That's what I want to know. Or the authoritarian or the right wing fucking goddamn nutbar fucking racist pieces of shit that are just every bit as sick and vile as their authoritarian left wing counterparts. It's like, what the hell? Give them their fucking due. They whatever they need. Just like I say, and then just leave me the fuck alone. How's that? Right? Do your fucking thing, and can you just leave me the fuck alone, for Christ the fuck's sakes? Stop fucking playing with a man's mind so bad. You're one of the very few Canadian truth tellers. Never trust their numbers. Well, no, but it's not their numbers, man or woman or whoever the hell you are. And I'm going to try not to get frustrated because. Good morning, D. Lee. See how you doing? Not good. But when you say messing with the numbers, right? Like, that's the thing. In the real world, like, I would know if I went outside and started fucking, if I went to the local Legion and started, or I set up an event where I'm going to, talk about liberty at the low, I'd be able to see like how many people actually showed up. Right. And you'd see, it's only a couple. Obviously. And or if you kept doing it. But when you say that, well, we're all the people. Like, if I'm wrong, let's show Bennett that the numbers are wrong. Well, then comment. Do I get 1,000 comments? Oh, well, if I had 1,000 comments by unique individuals that are watching my video, I'd be like, aha. So YouTube is messing up. They're full of shit. There's not really only 100 and some people watching my streams. There's actually 1,000 because look, there's 1,000 people comment saying, hey, I watched your stream. No, YouTube's, but there is none of that. None of it. There is none of it. right? No. The truth of the matter is, in Canada, now does YouTube try to suppress the content? Yes. But like I said, Canadians are fucking so lazy, so inept, so docile, and so complacent. Like, I swear to fuck, and they deserve everything they get. They really, really do. Like, and yeah, of course, I'm going to suffer along with them, but just knowing that these dipshits will finally someday get every fucking bit that they deserve that'll be just enough for me. I know, pretty minor, really, right? I've had to set my bar pretty low as of late. But yeah, no, I'm not getting more views. If I was getting more views, it would be there. I'd be able to see some kind of anecdotal evidence as such, but it is what it is. And like I say, nobody wants to watch shit. Nobody wants to share shit, or they're so, like, in this country, so fucking unloyal. Like, they just toss you aside. There's some new fucking flashy person come along and like, yeah, what about me? Hey, 10 fucking years I've been doing this shit and trying to help explain and expand on what the importance of liberty. Oh, well, sorry, something shiny over here. Let me just move along. Or look, they're arguing amongst, or was it Frank Vaughn or fucking, I don't know, Rance Derrick or some fucking dipshit loser. Oh, look, they're arguing amongst each other. That's more important. Let's go watch this. Get the popcorn ready. Right? Really, that's really, swear to fuck. Like, that's why, like, yeah, you got to get back. People got to start producing better TV, right? Netflix just ain't cutting it because people are now looking to use real people in the real world for their fucking mindless entertainment, right? They're literally not just watching, blood and gore in a horror movie on a TV screen. Now they're looking for that same kind of gore, but in real life. Right. And then rather than drama played out on a daytime soap opera, now it's like, oh no, let's get that in real life. Yeah, let's watch drama. Because really, I swear to fuck, this country is filled with nothing but a bunch of drama kings and queens. That's what it is. The more drama you can create, like the more sensationalized bullshit, people will pivot to. It's like I don't know what the fuck it is with people that they got to get that immediate gratification. Whereas but if you want to talk sensible, you want to make common sense arguments or reasoned arguments against statism, it's like, oh, that's boring, man. Well, it's kind of fucking important. But yeah, go ahead. Enjoy your mindless entertainment, for fuck's sakes, because I know that's all most people want any days. And I'm not going to oblige you by fucking acting like a fucking monkey and fucking, like I say, getting into fucking gossiping about other people. Because I know the minute I started about that, if I started just going on with a bunch of drama about all the fucking YouTubers in this country that I now can't fucking stand, if I start, I'd probably get a lot more views in my videos. But you know what? Fuck it. Don't care. It is what it is. Same here. That's why they post to make you feel like you're not getting out there. Yeah, I know. But like I say, but it is what it is. At some point, we must admit liberty is not. It's not. No fault. No, I definitely don't blame myself. I mean, in some way, maybe I'm not as effective as I could be. I mean, like I say, I'm always trying, but yeah, I'm not going to blame just myself. And I get that. We have to use new tactics or people remain ignorant and the hammer will drop. Yeah, but tell you the truth, the anarchist, here's my thinking as it is now. I think, and it's a terrible way to think, but I just think about it. I even think back, okay, what about even when you're raising your kids, right? If that strategy is proven effective, what would be another strategy? Like reverse psychology, right? Reverse psychology does work, right? And like I say, to me, maybe it's just that people, I think it's got to get a whole lot worse. I think maybe if those of us who are YouTubers, that's the thing. Like say, people are so opportunistic. Those of us that if we do refrain and stop, catering to these people, maybe they'll fucking at some point in time realize, oh shit, yeah, we done fucked up. Now we got nobody out there speaking up for us, right? But now there'll be some opportunists that'll come out and try to take that position or place. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe what it is that the Canadians have to realize that there's nobody out there standing up in defense of liberty, vocalizing it. And then when they realize that there's nobody, well, maybe they'll just all fight amongst each other. Right now, they're pretty active in like I say, suppressing my kind of content. But what if I'm not out here producing anything? Who are they gonna fuck with then? Right? I don't know. At least they'd be leaving me the hell alone for a while. Yep, like the government, they steal from your efforts. Oh yeah. What's going on, Mr. G Rich? Appreciate you showing up to the stream there, buddy. And thanks for the donations as well. And like I say, you might want to, I'm just letting you know now. And like I say, I was mentioned earlier on, I'm going to hold up to all my obligations. And like, I'm definitely going to do a private or a stream just for the private chat for you folks that chose membership. But if you want to refrain from further donations going forward, anyone, I understand. I totally understand. To me, it's almost like pissing money away at this point in time. I think I'm just going to have to go work, get back into being a grunt. I don't know how. Still got so many unresolved issues from the past and where they destroyed my livelihood. Still got the criminal record. None of that has changed. Like, that's what I mean. I'm still basically in the worst fucking precarious situation as a person could possibly find them in. But I don't know. Maybe I got to put more effort into doing that shit and a lot less effort into, this kind of stuff, which is at least, I even tell you the truth, to be honest with you, this is how bad it sucks. Even a minimum wage job right now would be paying off much more than what I'm doing. What I feel is rewarded. Like, matter of fact, I wouldn't have to work nearly as hard, right? At some minimum wage job, maybe just get a job at, I don't know where the hell I would even go, to tell you the truth. Has to be something that doesn't have anything to do with a license. So, and I don't want it to be too overly physically exertive. I've done that my whole fucking life. I'm getting to be 50 years old. I don't want to spend the rest of my life just working as a grunt. Fuck. But I gotta figure shit out. I really gotta figure stuff out. But I don't know. Anyways, let me get back in and listen to what other people are saying. The more effort you put in, the less reward you get. Sounds a lot like things in life. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's all new for me though, Lee, because most of my life, when I put in hard work and effort, it usually did pay off. I usually was rewarded, whether it was getting raises or promotions or achieve more monetary success or personal success. I mean, there's just, or in my racing ventures or endeavors, right? In any competitive racing, is you put in the work and effort. Yeah. Like, 3 years in a row, I won, all the drag racing, in all classes, 500cc and under, 500 and over, and open class 3 years in a row, because I put in a whole lot of work. Same with racing my car. Every time I would, go to the track, and if I put in the work and effort, I was rewarded and compensated properly for the work and effort. Social media, yeah, the exact opposite. But the crazy part is, I see so many people that make a fucking shitload of money every day. I mean, talk about the most mindless, boring, fucking, or even just, and hopefully, I know, I'm nothing against the gamer, right, community, but fuck, even just sitting playing video games. It's literally just sitting playing video games. And my son does that. He even my son made tremendous amount of money early on, in doing his thing in the game. Not saying shouldn't be rewarded for it, but like I say, priorities, right? Priorities. Anyways, fuck. I just feel like I'm just rambling on here, which I am. We aren't winning. No. Yeah. I agree. I'm not even don't even worry about it, D. Lee. Good Missy, she's such a sweet woman, sweet lady. She does that probably 10 times in the run of a stream. And if she's in the stream, don't even waste your time, Missy, or you, D. Lee. Don't waste your time with this shit. If people can't do it after fucking being prompted one time, don't waste your time. Like I say, if hitting the like button is too fucking difficult for people, then I don't know what the fuck, right? What the fuck? I've always found that stuff so insanely crazy that, like, just a little thing, like so fucking easy. Like, I do it when I read people's stuff on Facebook or Twitter. On Twitter, I do the little heart thing. Always, right? With very, very, very few exceptions. And I mean, if you knew how much stuff I deal with in a run of a day, like tremendous amount of online activity. And I always, like I say, not like I'm not a busy man, like not like I don't spend a tremendous amount of time, but I still take that time out every time. Hit the like, share the stuff, still share stuff. I still share stuff of people's stuff all the time. Never get it fucking returned. And for what? For what? Like I say, I don't know. Anyways, They have ways of lowering your view count. Don't believe them. The fact they're trying to make you. Yeah, like I say. Anyways, let me because yeah, in addition to that, just to let you know that I'm going to have to I just got to try something, folks, because yeah, I'm not doing so well here. Anyways, but yeah, and then stories like this breaking on a regular basis, yeah, it doesn't help, right? But let me just share some of the stuff, anyways. See if I'm not already depressed enough today. Let's step it up just another notch. Yeah, no need to show proof of work permit to get CERB, Ottawa tells temporary foreign residents. A memo sent to officials handling CERB applications said that that condition is waived effectively. A memo sent to officials handling CERB applications said that condition is waived effective immediately, and agents can only require verbally obtain. Okay. All right. I put it off long enough, right? Whatever. Fucking goddamn make more mistakes trying to read this shit. Gotta look more professional. No, just gotta be able to read the goddamn writing, I guess. Effective immediately, and agents are only required to verbally obtain work permit details. Enough with the ads, for fuck's sakes already. Like 1 or 2 is fine, but nonstop. That's the other thing. Even with YouTube, I regret even monetizing my fucking channel for all the little bit I've ever made from it. This was reported Tom Blackwell, May 25th, 2020. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like everyone's got, like, I should be rewarded for my work and effort, but I don't. Anyways, the federal government has taken new steps to make it easier for international students and other temporary foreign residents to receive emergency benefits, another sign of Ottawa's determination to disperse the payments quickly and widely. Such short-term immigrants need only give their word they have a valid work permit or have applied for a renewed one to obtain the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, says a memo sent this week to staff vetting the claims. But if you think about that, I can't stand wearing fucking glasses here. But if you think about that, remember my stream, those of you who were watching it the other day, and those border agents, those corrupt shits. Or actually, no, it wasn't my stream. It was the video I uploaded yesterday. But if you watch that video, you see that, yeah, they, in addition to the bribery and fraud and all that shit that's taking place and the sexual harassment and all that shit there at the border, but other aspects of the criminality that's happening, from these CBSA officers or agents, is that, yeah, here, I'll give you a work permit, right? You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. I'll give some of these illegal asylum claimants that were pouring across the border, here, I'll give you a work permit. I'll make sure you get yourself a work permit, right? Is that where a lot of these are? And hey, then you can get some CERB too. Then you can get that $2,000 a month. What was my pay last month? If I take my YouTube ad revenue, which I had to wait 2 months because I don't get paid every month because I don't make $100. I have to get $100 a month to get paid out. So I had to wait 2 months, but I got, I think it was around $150. And then I think in donations, there's probably another $60 or $70 on top of that. So like $200, a little over $200. Meanwhile, like I say, if I was a criminal or a corrupt piece of shit or crossed the border illegally, well, I'd be making it like bandit, whether you're making your paycheck through government as one of these CBSA officers or topping it up with the criminal activity that you're doing on the side while you're gainfully employed by big government, or by using extortion or shit towards these asylum seekers, to get them to pay up, or maybe if you're an illegal asylum claimant, just roll across some border somewhere in some fucking country, and hey, you can get that nice, in Canada, $2,000 a month, or was in the US, I guess they're getting their own little bailouts. But yeah, like I say, the only people that are being rewarded these days are people that are corrupt or criminal in nature. If you're trying to do the right thing, you're being punished and penalized, and I definitely feel it. Which is why I don't even know why I want to continue to keep punishing myself continually. It's like, why? It seems to be a really foolish thing to do, but. Until last Thursday, they had to email Employment and Social Development Canada an image of their valid work or work study permit, which, once again, they could have got that from some fucking corrupt piece of shit at the border, right? CBSA officer. So was it legit? Whatever. Or a confirmation they had applied to renew an expired one. But a memo sent to Employment and Social Development Canada officials handling CERB applications said the condition is waived effective immediately, and agents are only required to verbally obtain work permit details. So, yeah, we'll trust your word. It's all right. Hey, it's just money that we're stealing from future successive generations or the unborn or the young people today, right? Who cares? Fuck, right? Like I say, when you live in a world such as this, yeah, kind of hard to keep your head up when you're trying to do the right thing. That's for fuck sure. This directive applies to everyone who claims to meet the program's other requirements and has a 900 series social insurance number. People ranging from students to refugee claimants to temporary foreign workers and executives transferred from other countries. Executives. Now, none are Canadian citizens or permanent residents. So none of them, right? And none of these people, I mean, if they're not a fucking, if you've never had to been forced to, taxation, right? With that direct implied force of, that threat of force against you that you got to pay your taxes, right? Not like you get to voluntarily choose it. No, they take the taxes without your permission, regardless. Anyways, but yeah, if you're a taxpayer in this country and you've been paying all this shit, well, people that have never done so are getting a leg up on you. Well, like I say, myself, to the point where basically barely can scrape by between what the wife brings in, what little bit I get through my YouTube revenue or contributions or donations, barely getting by. And actually, with both of us working together, still aren't making that $2,000 a month. But like I say, if you're an illegal or a foreign worker or a fucking migrant or a refugee or anyone else, right? It's all good. Here you go. Take it. Matter of fact, double down. Not only can you get your, I'll get to that one next. Anyways, one source familiar with the system said people with valid permits would typically email proof within a few minutes, barely slowing the process. But now there is no way for staff to verify whether someone is in the country legally, the person said. And if the applicant does receive the $2,000 a month payment inappropriately and then leaves Canada, it would be virtually impossible to recover the money, said the source, who's not authorized to discuss internal matters and asked not to be named. So anyways, like I say, folks, it'll be in the description of the stream. But yeah, that's not all. There's more. There is more. There's always more. So, like I say, in addition to no need to show proof of your work permit, well, on top of that, social assistant recipients, welfare cases, and I'm not nothing against the people that are just going through a difficult time. And we know those people that have difficult times, they just need a little temporary help for a short time frame until they get themselves back on their feet. We understand that, right? But we also know that there's a substantial portion of the population that are fucking habitual welfare cases that basically go from the time they're adults and they can start collecting benefits till the time they fucking die, or they go from welfare benefits to the CPP, right? And then their children or maybe their grandchildren, because it's almost like a cultural thing in this country. And I mean, in socialist Kazakhstan, that's, you have a substantial portion of the population that like to live off that forced wealth and income redistribution, right? But yeah, social assistance recipients allowed to double dip on CERB payments depending on province they live in. So you can get your welfare and your CERB at the same time. Conservative governments are among the more generous, and some liberal-run provinces are taking the toughest stance. So, in George Orwell world that we live in today, where up is down, black is white, in is out, and a circle is square, the conservative governments are now the ones that are freely handing out the cash, right? Not being fiscally conservative, where apparently some of the liberal governments are. I don't know, but whatever. I mean, like I say, ridiculous. This one was by Tom Blackwell as well. May 26th. Wasn't that who reported on that other one? Tom Blackwell? Yeah. Busy pointing out some pretty crazy shit there, are you, Tom? This was, I guess, a day later, May 26, 2020. The federal government's emergency response benefit was originally pitched as a buffer for employed people who lost their jobs because of the pandemic and lockdown. But thousands of Canadians on welfare and disability benefits are also receiving the $2,000 a month payment, prompting patchwork response from the provinces and widely varying incomes for recipients across the country. For some provincial governments, the little-known social assistance version of the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit has even meant a sudden windfall, courtesy of Ottawa. Awesome. Once again, making out like bandits. That's the message that I'm getting. Kiss the ring, and everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. You'll be rewarded for such, right? I don't know, maybe someday I might have to bend the knee. I might have to bend the knee if I want to get through this life without having to fucking suffer from now until the last breath I take. I guess I might have to get to that point. I don't know. Welfare and disability benefits recipients are only eligible for CERB if they made $5,000 work income over the previous 12 months and have lost most or all of it due to the pandemic. Still, those who receive it are often making more than they were before. Federal government has urged provincial administrations that run social assistance to let people keep all their welfare and CERB checks. Of course, the federal government would. Fucking Trudeau and he loves his socialism. Why? Because he likes to steal from some people to prop up his voter base, right? He loves stealing from people, but that's the thing. The people he's stealing from are like literally the working poor. People like my fucking wife. It's not like they're getting it from the rich people. That's the thing. It's like all these socialists or these fucking collectivists, they think, oh yeah, we're really sticking it to the man or the rich guy or the corporation. No. They're not the ones that have to pay for all this shit. They got ability and connections to make sure that their own money's all stashed in offshore accounts or protected in some way. And their assets. Whereas, no, it's the you or I. It's just the average Canadian that doesn't have any way to get it from underneath the big government, right? They're the ones that's got to pay for all the shit and prop up all these parasites. That's the way it has been for a long time in Canada, and that's the way it's going to be for the foreseeable future, as far as I can see. Like I say, it's all about becoming part and parcel of big government. If you do it, you're going to be taken care of. Like to a substantial and tremendous degree. But if you don't bend the knee, if you don't kiss the ring, well, they're going to make you suffer. Believe me, I know. Only one province and 2 territories are doing that, while 4 decided to claw back some of the recipients' social assistance, and others are taking back the entire assistance payments, a boost to their own coffers. The breakdown is surprising, with conservative governments among the more generous and some liberal-run provinces taking the toughest stance. It's really hard to divide. Why do we even call them liberals and conservatives no more? It's none of it aligns or correlates with the reality. Like I say, the English language has been so fucking thoroughly distorted. Like I say, up means down and in means out nowadays. So it's very hard to divide the thing along political partisan lines, said John Stapleton, a fellow with the CAF Foundation and former social assistance expert in the Ontario government. You got liberal provinces like Newfoundland and Labrador clawing the whole thing back. Ontario's conservative government is essentially letting recipients keep $1,100 of the CERB payments on top of their provincial social assistance benefits. That province says the money it saves by clawing back the rest is being returned to the assistance program. But I mean, even if you think about this, so the $1,100 and then the welfare, and depending on how many kids, I mean, some of these people could be bringing home $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, plus have free paid prescriptions, dental, eyewear. I mean, fuck, unbelievable with all that and added benefits. And, like I say, at least $5,000 a month, right? That's a healthy, that's like bringing home $60,000 clear a year clear after taxes, 5 times 12, 60,000, right? How many Canadians would just love to be able to bring home, after everything all said and done, $60,000 a year, free and clear in your pocket? You'd be all right? Nope. Like I say, you got to be on welfare or social assistance or part and parcel of government to do that. If you're a private sector in the working field or like a blue collar folk, no, sorry, you can't. Sorry, they got to take all that white. You can't live like even decent or lower class. You can't live like that, because they need to take or assume a substantial portion of your productive income to pay for these people instead, right? Anyways, let me close this one up as well. Close that one. And this one here. And in my province of New Brunswick, let me just move on to this one here. I don't know what the fuck that Blaine Higgs fucking guy is thinking of. I mean, we've got, was there like 2 or 3 cases and they're way up in Campbellton, way up in the northeast, or actually kind of central part of New Brunswick, up at the very top north part. In Campbellton, there's a couple cases apparently, but basically the 100 and some cases that has been in New Brunswick have all recovered except these couple new cases. Nobody has died in this province. And like I say, it's only been less than 150 people that have even contacted the virus, and everyone has recovered. The ones that, like I say, were already recorded, nobody's died. So, like, basically nothing. It's a big 0-0 burger in Canada, or in New Brunswick. But yeah, like I say, these authoritarian governments, they are like, they love power. These cocksuckers, they love power so much, right? And yeah, I'm not even gonna worry about monetizing this video. Fuck you, YouTube. Fuck cocksuckers, keep fucking with my fucking money. Like, I try to follow all the rules, and they've demonetized my last 2 streams. Why? I don't know. Like I say, but anyways, fuck them. Move on. New Brunswick may invoke notwithstanding clause. So, like I say, remember all those, you got rights. You got your charter rights and freedoms to protect you from big government, right? Well, not when they invoke the notwithstanding clause, because that allows them to override any pretense of having any rights. So, in reality, you don't have any fucking rights. They're privileges afforded you by your government, your political overlords, and your political masters, and they can withdraw that anytime they want. That's the truth. That is the real fucking country you live in. So pretend that you live in the free country, or, oh yeah, Canada's so free. Like, yeah, okay. Well, you keep telling yourself that as much bullshit as you want. Not going to mean it's true, though. Education Minister Dominic Carty says the coronavirus pandemic has proven the need to make vaccinations mandatory. Really? Like I say, not one fucking person died. And it definitely wasn't no children. But anyways, May 26, 2020, New Brunswick's lawmakers will debate a bill that will, and I asked Chris Austin, the leader of the People's Alliance Party in New Brunswick, that they got 3 seats and they can bring down the government because they need those 3 seats to be able to form a majority in terms of votes. Otherwise, no, we're going to election in New Brunswick. So hopefully Chris Austin will answer me back. I haven't heard back as of yet, because if he can get his 3 MPs to not align with this shit, and like I say, oh, but that's the thing too. But then you have the Liberals. So actually, you know what? Tell you the truth, the Conservatives might be able to work with the Liberals or the Greens, because that's the thing. They could probably get the Liberals, and the Greens got 3 seats in New Brunswick too. So tell you the truth, they could just use the seats, the 3 MLAs from the Greens, and still ram this through. So no matter what, I guess the People's Alliance does, if they want to make this happen, well, they'll be able to do it, right? So I don't know. Like I say, not much you can fucking do, apparently. Well, other than, like I say, good luck trying to force anything into me or any, like, my kids or grandkids while my kids are out of school. But if I had any grandkids, which I don't, but yeah, good luck forcing that shit. So I guess actually this isn't going to affect me in particular, because like I say, I have no children or grandchildren that go through the education system. And if they come to my fucking door, now they won't come to my door. Trust me, they will not come to my fucking door to try to fucking vaccinate me. New Brunswick lawmaker. Okay. Education Minister Dominic Carty told reporters Monday that the coronavirus pandemic has proved the need to make vaccinations mandatory. I'm pleased that it's finally coming up for a decision, he said. We have seen what the world is like with just one disease that doesn't have a vaccine over the last few months. So I'm certainly hoping that my colleagues will plan to support science and make sure we protect our kids. Oh, okay, it's all about the kids, right? You got to protect the kids, right? That's the bullshit premise that they always use, right? Or they got to protect the kid or the vulnerable, just like we got to protect the vulnerable. Meanwhile, the long-term care centers in this country, they didn't do shit, right? Anyways, don't even get me fucking started on how much fail that all turned out to be. But yeah, you got to protect the kids, right? The act respecting proof of immunization would require parents to provide proof that their children were vaccinated in order for them to attend public schools or daycares. The legislation also invokes the Charter of Rights and Freedoms Notwithstanding Clause, meaning if passed, the bill cannot be challenged in court on constitutional grounds. So like I say, if by invoking a clause, you can't even challenge the unconstitutionality of this law, like I say, then what's the point of even, you might as well take the fucking Charter Bill of Rights and Freedoms, shred that shit up into a million fucking pieces and just say, listen, we live under a dictatorship, right? It's called a democratic dictatorship where it's majority rule, but it's still a dictatorship, whether you like it or not, right? It's simple as that. And because in Canada's first past the post system, it's actually ruled by a minority in terms of majority because it's first past the post. So, the Liberals only got, 38% or so? Actually, no, they didn't even get that because they were a minority government. But like I say, doesn't matter. The rules are set up that even if you're a majority or a minority, well, you can still ram basically anything you want down people's throat by just getting other people on the other political divide. It's just a numbers game. Get enough people to support it, and like I say, they can completely, apparently, overrule or override any pretense of constitutionality, or you haven't any inherent rights or freedoms. So that is them admitting that you have no rights or freedoms. But once again, do Canadians care? No, not most of them. Not most of them. They like slavery. They love being served subject to the slaves. New Brunswick currently has 121 confirmed cases of the coronavirus and no deaths. 121 confirmed, and all of those, except, like I say, except for the 2 or 3 up in Campbellton, so 118 or so of them, right, have all recovered, are doing fine, and no deaths. So I don't know. Oh yeah, so the Green Party would, right? So Green Party leader David Coon said he will be pushing for several amendments to the bill, including one to allow New Brunswick's chief public health officer to control whether mandatory vaccines is enforced. Coon says he also wants to strip the notwithstanding clause out to restore people's rights to go to the courts if they feel the legislation that the Legislative Assembly passed in one way or another is contrary to the charter. So actually, I should have thought of that. Actually, I guess some of the Green people would be like there are some, anti-vaxxers on the left side of the spectrum. So maybe they wouldn't be a big fan of mandatory vaccines. I don't know. Anyways, but like I say, they can get their support from the Liberals either way. If the Liberals and the Conservatives join together, then they've got enough seats to overwhelm any of the fringe parties such as the People's Alliance or even the Green Party. So anyway, so yeah, they want to fucking force mandatory vaccines. When is that going to happen? Or when are they supposed to be having this vote? Does it say? No, it doesn't specify. But it's in the works, obviously. It's in the works. Okay, what else we got here? Yeah, might as well cover this too. Like I say, I've been talking about the senior home, long-term care homes and stuff. Like at the very onset of this COVID-19 outbreak, this is not lockdowns, not quarantine and fucking people, like not preventing people from traveling freely. No, the way to deal with the situation was to protect the vulnerable, like these people in these long-term facilities, but they failed so miserably at even doing that. And if you're hearing how the military is reporting on that, the military personnel, they sent the military personnel to these. Anyways, Chris Sully, shameful nursing home report shows how Canada's lockdown strategy went wrong. There is a tendency among media in central Canada to treat Canada's COVID-19 outbreak as a single thing affecting all of society. It clearly isn't. Okay, come the fuck on. Oh, Jesus H. fucking Christ. May 27, 2020, when Ontarians look back on the COVID-19 pandemic as the moment when their government finally pointed up the big bucks and fixed the province's long-term care system, they will likely also wonder what the hell took so long. As appalled as everyone quite rightly is by the Canadian Forces report into the state of 5 long-term care homes that were in dire enough shape to require military intervention, we really shouldn't be shocked. As the Ottawa Citizen in particular has reported in recent years, the system's staffing levels were designated or designed for a much less old, much less sick, and much less Alzheimer's afflicted population than lives in them today, and it led to some terrible outcomes in normal times. So yeah, this has been for years. And I mean, who's in charge of, like, I hear they're saying, oh, are they private ones? Oh, we got to take over and make them all public. Government already dictates and controls. There's no such thing as a private long-term health care facility where what the doctors and nurses or all the staff weren't trained through government fucking run education systems, right? Government funded, government derived, government fucking initiated, government enacted fucking education system. They're all trained and educated by government, and it's all regulated by government at some level, whether it's federal or fucking provincial or local. So it's all governments are in control of the healthcare system in Canada. And we all know this. In this fucking socialized shithole country, all the healthcare system, whether, like I say, whether they're private facilities, even fucking daycares, even when you're talking about fucking daycares, they're all regulated by the fucking province or the fucking government. So, we got to take it over because some of these private ones, they fucked up. Were they not fucking all regulated by government? Yes. Well, how? Oh, you mean the government regulations and legislation that was already enacted didn't protect these people? Oh, you mean something that was written on parchment paper didn't fucking do a goddamn thing in the real tangible world? Well, imagine my shock to hear such a thing. But yet now they're trying to promote, now they got to what? Now they got to socialize all long-term care facilities under the guise of what? Oh, it was just people that were in private practices. Oh, they were the bad ones, right? What about the fucking public ones that have been proved, and they're all owned, these private ones? That's the other thing. Oh, yeah, they're supposedly privately owned, but owned by what? A bunch of fucking people who are part of the Canada Pension Board Fund or whatever, where they've all invested into these. Like I say, it's so fucking goddamn fascistic where the private and public are all so in bed together with each other. You can't see one fucking bit of light between the two, right? So come on. I mean, anyways, yeah, I'm moving on past this one because this stuff, when I read this stuff, folks, you like I say, just one story should be enough to outrage fucking, this one story alone should be enough to outrage Canadians to the point where they're all fucking not just protesting, but lined up in the streets, right, with the pitchforks in fucking hand and say, that's it, I'm done with you motherfuckers. Listen, I'm tired of being ruled over. I'm tired of being treated like fucking second-class citizens in my own country. I'm tired of being lied to. I'm tired of being deceived. I'm tired of being stolen and have my income plundered. I'm tired of you micromanaging everything I do in my social life. I'm just tired of it. But nope, this and a gazillion more things, Canadians are willing to put up with it on a continuing, ongoing basis, which I'm not, which is why, like I say, soon, at some point in time, I just got to figure out a way to get the fuck out of Dodge because Canadians are so goddamn compliant and conformist. You're fucking smothering me, folks. Not you folks in the stream, but Canadians smothering the living fuck right out of me. I can't put up with most of my peers for much longer. No, it wouldn't fucking matter. It wouldn't matter, like I say. And no. You know why, D? I'll tell you why. Because you don't have to watch my stream when it's live, right? If people want to watch it at 8 o'clock at night, it's so fucking simple. I watch streams. I watch streams regularly. Matter of fact, on a daily basis, I probably watch at least a couple streams from some people. But some days I watch even more than that. If it's important and there's some stuff in there that I want to get, some up to date on some knowledge or something. But I watch them at my leisure. If I can't watch them at the time when they're live, because maybe I'm busy at that moment, because I understand this. I totally understand that people get busy in the moment and they can't be there readily available to watch my stream on a minute's notice. I totally understand that. So that's why these things are recorded. They're not just streamed, put out there as a stream, and then when it's over, oh no, I missed it. It's there. It's on the fucking channel, and it'll stay on the channel. Just like the other 1,150 or 60 videos on my channel, they'll be there. They've been there for years. So people can watch them, come back to them. Matter of fact, you can watch it for a little while, especially if it's a 2-hour stream. You can watch a half hour of it, close out of it, go watch something else, come back, reopen it again, and boom, it'll pick up right exactly where you left off. So, like I say, beautiful geniuses have already thought of all this stuff to make sure that people, even the fucking lazy motherfuckers that are alive today, as little as people have to put in effort into doing things today, people have made it so basically all you have to do is like, and people today, most Canadians today are like, no, that you're still asking way too much. You demand too much of me, Bennett. Well, okay. Well, if that is too much, well, there's no fucking help for you, and there's not a goddamn thing I'm going to be able to do to fucking fix it. So why would I want to make my fucking life any more miserable and fuck with my own fucking schedules and my personal life to appeal to people who can't fucking think critically about anything? Like, no, I won't do it. I won't do it. But thanks for the suggestion. I get it. And like I say, I'm not mad at you, but nope. Hard to gauge people's randomness as far as for injections of news media. It seems everyone has flocked back to it. Yeah, I think so. They must be, I guess, right? Like I say, yeah, they've all basically tossed us in the waste bin or the dustbin of history. Okay. Well, like I say, enjoy things how it pans out. The funny this is, once they win, they actually lose greatly. Yeah, but we're losing quite a bit ourselves there. And like I say, I'm just yep. Yeah, it is. It's all about the dopamine hit, right? And because they've had the hit for so long, they need an ever increasing fucking dose, right? Just like a druggie, they need a constant, ever increased dose of dopamine to even fucking, eventually at some point in time, you might have to have like a fucking bullhorn yell straight in their ear, and they'll be like, oh yeah, was that? Oh, did I hear something? Oh yeah, they'll be so fucking dumb and numb to everything that's the only way you'll be able to get their attention is with a fucking bullhorn right in their fucking ear these days. But anyways, it is like I say, whatever. Hey, little Miss Sodal, sorry you caught me in a bad mood today and just not doing well, but always nice to see some smiling faces to cheer up my day, and I appreciate you showing up, little Miss Sodal. I just think of your funny comments there, some good stuff that you put up there. Perfect. I was hoping I would have the pleasure of this channel occupying me while I work. Hey, love, bro. Thank you very much, little Miss Sodal. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, Chris Chudera. But like I say, I would say don't even waste your time either. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. It takes a lot of time and effort to do this. It does get frustrating, but you need to decide if it's for money or for the love of doing it. Support Canadian content. Yeah, well, that's the thing though, right? I mean, I love doing it, but I mean, come on. I don't have to do it for my, like, for me, like that's the thing. For me, I don't have to do it. Like I've basically hammered home so many things already now. It's like I don't know what, I feel like I'm repeating myself on a regular and ongoing basis. But as far as doing it for the money, I get what you're saying, but well, that's the thing. I don't have to do it for the money. Like I could just take the message and that the market sending me is like what I provide isn't worth anything. It's not valuable. That's and you're that's just a reality, and it is. It's or of minimal, obviously, for most people. But and I like I say, that's the point where I get it. But then why should I why would I want to continue to do something that's, because it's psychological as well, right? It's not even just the money. Like I didn't even bring up why. Yes, I did bring up the money, but usually if you notice, well, if you were earlier on the stream there, Leo, when I first started, it's the views, right? It's the views. The money kind of, that's secondary nature. Put it this way, if I was still getting thousands of views, but still like not much in terms of money or compensation, I'd be in a much better mindset today, because it'd be like, well, at least it's getting out there. Okay, I'm not making any money or benefit myself of it, which is okay. Like I say, because I've been doing this for 10 years, and most of those 10 years was with literally nothing. Matter of fact, not only was I not getting paid, it was costing me more than I was actually having to spend, right? I've had to spend, invest over the years, which is why I got a decent setup today. I've had to spend over the years and invest. So I was always spending more than I never made anything until I finally monetized my channel. But it's even just the views, like, which means that people aren't even paying attention to it. So it's like, anyways, I don't know. I thought I would have figured I would have covered this enough times, but maybe not. But yeah, anyways, but thanks for the donations too, folks. But I'm not even looking for them. I see a couple of you folks have donated. That's not even why I'm bitching. Like, I really swear to God, just letting you folks know. And matter of fact, please actually take your money back. Chris Chudera's Fight the Good Fight, $5. Appreciate it. And Sinenko is the coolest. Thanks. And have some tax dollars returned from the thieving government. Both of you, actually, if you wouldn't mind, actually just go right ahead and take them right back. I'm cool. Like, I have to, I don't know how else to explain to you folks. It's not just about the money, but of course, money, like, we all have to live. Like, I would love to be able, when people bring up the money things, like, how the fuck do you, like, first of all, who in the hell lives in this world that doesn't actually have to live off of money? Like, I know there are some people that live off the land, but I have yet in my 50 years of age met one Canadian. I've met people that are very self-sufficient and self-reliant, and especially in the rural places where I live. But I've yet to meet anyone that doesn't need money to get through this world. I don't know anyone. I mean, I'm sure there probably are at least a few people like that do exist in this world. But the rest of the world, it functions off of money. We all need money to live. That's how we sustain ourselves. That's how we eat, right? That's how you pay for your hydro, with money, right? try calling up, your hydro company, your local hydro company, and say, listen, I got a couple of tomato plants in the garden. Would you take them instead? It's chances are probably no. Right? So I don't know. It's not about the money at the end of the day, other than the fact that if I'm going to do what I'm going to do, I have to be able to pay the bills and not just rely on someone else to do. I don't want to be a parasite to my wife either, right? Like, that's the thing. Here I talk about people being parasites. Meanwhile, my wife's the one having to pick up the slack all the time. Money is the secondary aspect by sheer fact that we all have to sustain ourselves. So that's not going anywhere. That's just the reality. But the most important thing to me is just the reflection of the reality that less and less people are watching my videos. It's becoming counterproductive to do what I do. It's not even that it's minimally productive. It's becoming counterproductive. So I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I really don't. But yeah, let me just read this one too, I guess here. Might as well get a couple more of these articles in. But yeah, really appreciate the donations. But yeah, go ahead if you want. Go ahead and take them right back. I don't mind. Like I say, not an insult to you folks. I know you're only trying your best, and really, like, gets me right here. Like I say, there are at least a dozen or 24 people that regularly frequent my channel that I love you folks. Like, I don't know you people personally, but how you've been towards me, how you've been so kind and supportive of me, I really genuinely appreciate you people so much. But at the same time, I have this brain that's just constantly analyzing things on a regular basis. And right now, based on my own internal analysis, I'm failing hardcore, folks. I'm failing hardcore. And it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing for me. Like I say, I'm not used to failing in the way without having any way to correct it. Like I say, in the physical realm, I know all I got to do is in the physical work, or like when I was a truck driver, it's so easy. All I got to do is get my delivery, go pick up the delivery. Don't get any accidents. Don't get any crashes, right? Make sure you get across the border with no issues. Get down to the customer on time. Deliver the product, fully intact, nothing destroyed, nothing broken, right? As long as you do all that, stick, adhere to the rules of the road so that you're not, having the cops or the scale people or the DOT, busting your balls. Like I said, in the physical realm, it's so easy for me to know which way I can correct what I'm doing. I can correct what I'm doing. If I'm doing something wrong, I can correct it, and I'll see the immediate benefit for doing so because I'll be rewarded for it. I don't know how, like I say, the way it works now, nothing I do. It seems like everything that I normally would think of if I did this in the physical realm, normally if I did this should work and prove to be successful. It's online what I function on. It's everything I do is proven to be the exact opposite. Not just the fact that it's not successful, but actually, counterproductive in some way, which is actually causing harm to my bottom line. So, like I said, I don't know how to deal with it. It's tough stuff to deal with for someone like myself. But anyways, let's get this one done here. I mean, based on the polling, you would think Canadians would be at, if this is true, well, where the hell are they all? I guess they're watching the mainstream media, I guess, right? I don't know. I don't know where they all are, but half of Canadians think their governments are deliberately hiding information. I mean, like I say, I fucking put out tons of video that shows with clarity. I mean, my videos, like it's all like I keep all the evidence right there that I talk about. That's why I have the articles embedded right in my streams and stuff, is so I can prove. So it's like, well, where are these half the Canadians that think the governments are deliberately hiding? Yes, they are. And I can give you the information. I can give you that information that they're hiding from you. I'm helping you out in some way, but where are the half of those Canadians? They're sure shit not watching my videos. So I don't know where they are. Some also believe conspiracy theories about where the novel virus began. This is reported by the Canadian Press. Laura Osmond, May 26, 2020. Half of Canadians believe they're not getting the whole truth from their governments about COVID-19, a new poll suggests, and some also believe conspiracy theories about where the novel coronavirus began. Like I say, they're probably looking to whoever's reporting on it more Alex Jones style. And I don't know. I can't do it. I mean, I don't know. Anyways. The most recent survey from Legier and the Association for Canadian Studies found 50% of respondents felt governments were deliberately withholding information about the pandemic of the novel coronavirus, which has killed thousands and ground the economy to a halt. It's staggering in a period where I believe trust has never been as high, said Legier Vice President Christian Borg. Trust has never been as high. So, like they're saying in these polls that half Canadians don't trust them, but at that same time, they're saying that, how many reports have we heard out of like CBC and others where it said trust in government and the news is at a record level? Well, which one is it? For fuck's sakes. Like that's why, like I say, people today, no wonder they're so confused. Like, what is it? Is there any truth? Like, because the way the media reports on shit and because they completely misrepresent, facts and statistics, people, like, I don't even know myself. I don't know what the fuck is true. It's hard to know what's true or false, which is why I usually stick to things that can be proven to be objectively true. Because if it's anywhere remotely in the subjective realm or based on information that I get from some of these established media hacks or the government, how the hell would I know? Because they're constantly lying or misrepresenting the truth or completely contradicting themselves on a regular basis. So I don't fucking know. I don't know. The poll also asked respondents about their satisfaction with the measures governments were putting in place to fight COVID-19. 68% said they were satisfied with what their local government is doing. 74% with the federal government's actions and 78% with their provincial government. Borg found those numbers quite high, considering the results suggested people also seem to believe they are not getting the full picture. So, I mean, based on, I'd love to be able to talk to one of you folks. As a matter of fact, I'll bring someone in the stream if you want. I'll bring you in the stream if you can explain to me how the fuck it is that the headline says that basically half of the Canadian population don't trust government and believe that government's lying about them. But in the same fucking poll, 2/3 basically, or more, even more than 2/3, 74 to basically almost 80%, right? So 4 in 5 almost, or 3 in 4 Canadians trust the provincial, the federal, or whatever, trust governments. So, but that's the thing. When you word these questions for these polls, like, that's what I mean. These pollsters, and they know what they're doing. Bunch of fucking manipulators. To me, like, if you're a pollster, you're a real piece of shit. You really are. And you know damn well, because all you're doing is confusing fucking Canadians on a regular and continuing basis. And these people, like I say, they're getting paid. Yeah, these pollsters are getting paid big bucks to fucking completely misrepresent the truth or lie to you on a regular basis, right? Where someone like myself is trying to be honest and forthright with you. Yeah, like you say, starve, Bennett, eat shit, buddy. Yeah. Oh, the only good thing I'm seeing about it, and like I say, it's pretty bad. The only thing that I can see that's positive that I can report on today, you want to know how fucked things are for libertarians these days, is yeah. The one thing that I got to look for that might prove to be positive. And what is it about? Everything exact opposite of what a libertarian should get excited about, which is big government potentially regulating social media. Every time, like I say, I'm so against big government controlling everything we see or do. But meanwhile, it's like, I'm even starting to see the pragmatic side of people that are fucking Trump and getting into the statism and just get your own strong man in to fuck with your counterparts. And I totally get why people keep falling for the status bullshit, right? Because statists are the ones that have all the power. And if you want to be able to affect real change, well, apparently the only way you can do that today, because you're definitely not doing it through the culture, because the Canadian culture is not conducive with doing that. But apparently, yeah, you got to use force of violence. That's the means to an end. And Trump's no stranger to that, and he's willing to use it, right? He's got a pen, just like Obama, and he's ready to use it. And that pen is actually mightier than the sword, because that pen controls not just the sword, but the gun, namely the enforcers, right? Or the order followers. Amid feud with Twitter, Trump to sign executive order on social media Thursday, White House says. So I don't know what this is going to be. We'll find out. Well, that's today, so we'll find out here a little later on. Officials gave no further details. It was unclear how Trump could follow through on the threat of shutting down privately owned companies, including Twitter. I don't think he was saying he's going to shut them down per se, but anyways, this reported by Reuters, Jeff Mason and Nandita Bose. May 27, 2020, Washington. U.S. President Donald Trump will sign an executive order on social media companies on Thursday, White House officials said after Trump threatened to shut down websites he accused of stifling conservative voices. The officials gave no further details. It was unclear how Trump could follow through on the threat of shutting down privately owned companies, including Twitter, Inc. The company declined comment. The dispute erupted after Twitter on Tuesday for the first time targeted Trump's tweets about unsubstantiated claims of fraud in mail-in voting, with a warning prompting readers to fact-check the posts. Yeah, like I said, I've been saying for a while, yeah, you want to editorialize these social media, like they've been fucking pushing their luck for so long, right? And like I say, as much as I don't want government to regulate social media, it's like, well, reality's going to unfold whether I like it or not. And you know what? Like I say, fuck them all. No one wants to hold themselves to any kind of a standard anymore. So why do I want to, right? Like I say, I get that those of us that just want to hold ourselves to a high standard are just constantly shooting ourselves in the proverbial foot. So see how this plays out. Separately, a 3-judge panel of the U.S. Court of Appeals in Washington on Wednesday upheld the dismissal of a lawsuit by a conservative group and right-wing YouTube personality against Google, Facebook, Twitter, and Apple, accusing them of conspiring to suppress conservative political views. Yeah, so this 3-judge panel, I don't know if it's that Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals or I'm not sure. There's a couple of them that are just a bunch of activist judges, right? And they acknowledge that anyway. So these judges would probably be a bunch of progressives that said, fuck that. We're not fucking allowing them this lawsuit to go forward or proceed, right? It's also fucked. Like everything's so political, even the legal system. Like justice? Yeah, right. Right. No justice. In an interview with Fox News Channel on Wednesday, Facebook's chief executive Mark Zuckerberg said censoring a platform would not be the right reflex for a government worried about censorship. Fox played a clip of the interview and said it would be aired in full on Thursday. Facebook left Trump's post on mail-in ballots on Tuesday untouched. So, like I say, Facebook's definitely I've noticed that over the years too. Is Facebook's a fucking million times better than Twitter and some of these other social media platforms in terms of shit. But yeah, they're not the greatest either. But American Civil Liberties Union said the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution limits any action Trump could take. Facebook, Google declined comment. Apple did not respond to a request for comment. Republicans feel the social media platforms totally silence conservative voices. We will strongly regulate or close them down before we can ever allow this to happen. Trump said a pair of additional posts on Twitter on Wednesday. Now, what they can do, now I'm not sure if they talk about Section 230 here, because that's how you deal with this, folks, is through the Section 230. You don't have to get in and rewrite any new rules. You just have to make sure the rules that are already in place to deal with this stuff are properly adhered to. Let me see if it does talk about 230. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Where did that go? Okay, tech companies have been accused of anti-competitive practices and violating user privacy. Apple, Google, Facebook, and Amazon face antitrust probes by federal and state authorities and a U.S. congressional panel. Republican and Democratic lawmakers, along with the U.S. Justice Department, have been considering changes to Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, a federal law largely exempting online platforms from legal liability for the material their users post. Such changes could expose tech companies to more lawsuits. Republican Senator Josh Hawley, a frequent critic of big tech companies, sent a letter to Twitter chief executive Jack Dorsey asking why the company should continue to receive legal immunity after choosing to editorialize on President Trump's tweets. So, like I was saying in past streams, once they choose to have a hands-on approach and actually control what's allowed on their platforms, that is editorializing. And then, yes, they should have to function under a completely different set of rules than what they currently get to function under this Section 230, which, once again, allows them to function with a hands-off or not being held accountable or liable for anything that's uploaded to their platforms. Because, yeah, if these platforms are actually held to account for the kind of content that they do allow on their platform, first of all, it'd be much more restrictive, and the platforms would definitely but you know what? They'd have to do it for the left-wingers as well. See, right now, they can be selective in who they get to pick to fuck with. Whereas if they had to follow the rules under, like, if hate speech is not allowed, well, think about how many Antifa groups or these authoritarian leftists that they'd have to do the exact same thing to, or shut down their channels or their Twitter feeds or their pages or their Twitter accounts, I should say. Then at least it would be more consistent. Now, I think that would be detrimental to both sides of the political divide, but because I recognize, just like Trump does, and a lot of people today, that it's people like myself, and I'm not a conservative, which is why it pisses me off that when I'm have to be thrown in with, as a libertarian, when I have to be thrown in with the right wingers, because the left wingers hate me, so they want to throw me in as if I'm a right winger and perceive me as a right winger and say, okay, well, Bennett, we're going to suppress his channel because we identify him as someone on the right side of the political divide, which is not the case. Like, stop trying to associate me with people that I don't align with. Okay, that's bullshit. As a libertarian, I don't align with authoritarians from the left or right. Not at all. But like I said, I do recognize that because they want to throw libertarians under that right-wing bus, right? They want to throw us all under that proverbial bus together. Then I at least recognize, okay, you want to keep fucking with me? Well, the left wingers, as much as I'm not a fan of being fucked with, and a principled stance would be don't fuck with either side. And I've been making that principled stance for years. Is no, I don't want any regulations on social media. Matter of fact, I was willing to constantly have my own shit constantly demonetized or suppressed, so that there could be some semblance of freedom on the internet. But what have they done with it? Just keep more and more chiseling more and more away my freedoms and suppressing my content. So now they've brought me full circle to the point where it's like, fuck it. I'll go ahead, Trump. Yeah, go do your thing. Go ahead. Because like I say, I'm already suffering. A lot of us right wingers, or people that I identify as on the right wing, or people like are classified as right wingers, a lot of us are already out here suffering and having to suffer the consequence of this kind of political activism from these big tech executives, right? So yeah, so right, fuck with the rest. It's like, yeah, right? You want me to contribute to that race to the bottom? I can do so as well. You want me to go down there and race down to that level with the rest of the authoritarians and the piece of shit? Well, all right, I can be brought down there, like I say, because I'm getting sick and tired more and more every day of trying to hold my head above water. Well, like I say, everyone else is still trying to drag me down. At some point down, I'm coming down there. I'll go down there, motherfuckers. But you're not going to like me any better when I'm down there with you than when I am up here. At least when I'm up here, I'm striving for success, right? The minute you've prevented me from even striving for success anymore, and the only thing I have left is to take a big, deep breath and go down there with you, well, you'd be so fucking surprised just how much I can get done while I'm down there, and I can hold that breath for about a minute and a bit, right? And you're not going to like what I'm going to be like when I'm down there either. Matter of fact, you're going to be able to hear my voice a whole lot fucking louder if you bring me down to your fucking level. Goddamn piece of shit. Anyways, so yeah, do it, Trump. Do it. I double dare you. Do it. Because like I say, these fucking social media platforms, all they seem determined to do today is fuck with anybody that disagrees with them politically or ideologically anyway. So yeah, like it's tear all down. Like I give a shit. Fuck it. Burn it all down. Anyways, I know. I'm going to tie this stream up there, folks, because yeah, I probably shouldn't have even done the stream today. Knowing the mood I was in, I was like, I probably shouldn't do a stream because I'm just going to bring that out. I'm not very good. Like I say, I'm not a good faker. I can't hide who I am. I'm not a politician. I can't fake it. Not a good faker. But anyways. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. We got a couple new peeps. Gigi Alain. Canada is such a messed up system. Trudeau using COVID as a way to use emergency measures to restrict. Yeah, and the gun grab. Yeah, it's all crazy stuff, folks. Yeah, they do. They do. That's the thing, though. I get with the whole conservative minded thing, but like I say, I'm not even either. But they try to throw me under that fucking proverbial bus to do the same thing. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true, Mr. G. Rich. That is true. They definitely. Well, it's so easy to manipulate those things. But like I say, regardless, like I say, we all know this. But how many people are trying to actively, support content creators like myself to say, like, if the Canadian people wanted to send a message to the ruling class, they'd be actively trying to support channels like my own as a way to show, as a show of force. I like I say, it's not going to work out. And you wait till the July 1st, which to me, that's another thing. The July 1st protest. I'll mention it once again, that the one that Mark Friesen and his crew are going to put on there. But once again, you'll see that'll be a fucking big old waste of time too. I don't know how many times, maybe once I've proven myself right after, I don't know, maybe once I've got a full solid 10 years. No, I've already been there. So no, not even 10. Maybe it's going to take 20 years. No, I ain't got 10. I ain't got 10 more years of doing this shit in me. Not at this rate. Hey, Ben, thanks for honoring the Wiggles by wearing purple today. The Wiggles? Didn't even know. The purple wiggle bin Jeff Fat, get ready to wiggle. I have no idea what that is. But no, purple is a color. Because I'm a libertarian, I love the color purple by sheer fact is, well, just one of the many reasons. It's a nice color first and foremost. But in addition to that, when you're talking about, like, because I'm more philosophical and I don't play the politics, think about how politics is played out in the West. Red versus blue, right? Whether you're talking about the U.S. Republican versus Democrat, or in Canada, liberal versus conservative, colors are reversed, mind you, in Canada, as opposed to the U.S., or in the U.K., like the Labour or the Tories and all that shit. Red, blue. What's purple? But a mixture of red and blue. So like I say, I take the good aspects of proper conservatism, fiscal conservatism, typically, the good aspects of liberalism, of social liberalism, and that's what a libertarian is. What freedom? All the freedoms that conservatives supposedly hold dear, which is supposed to be economic freedom, and all the freedoms that liberals are supposed to hold dear, which are supposed to be your social freedoms. A libertarian, yeah, you take the best of both, you combine them together, and you get liberty in both realms, the social and the economic realm, right? So that's what purple means to me is, yeah, I'm not left or right. I'm not red or blue. Matter of fact, I'm a mixture of both, depending on when you're talking, regardless of what you're talking about, whether it's social or economic liberty, right? Anyways, that's just another stupid little thing I tell myself. Bennett is not you. It's the situation right in the world with all the BS, with all the social media. YouTube's definitely suppressing this type. Oh, I agree. But it's just, like I say, it's just overwhelming to know that after all these years, I can't seem to get any traction. Oh, I'm sure. Well, you must be yourself, Rich. Rich, because you obviously you must be fairly successful in your own personal life, and I'm sure you would even acknowledge, like, you know, if you were doing something and couldn't, you know, if you started yourself a business, right, and you could never get it to grow, and the only people you could have as customers was a few of your close neighbors, right, that like maybe knew you personally or were just real loyal in that way, but no one ever, like, you run the business, let's say, for a decade, and no new customers ever came. The only customers you ever had forever were just the ones that only came by because, like, they wanted to support someone local in the community or whatever. I mean, that would be great, and you would definitely appreciate it. But would you feel like you had an actual successful business model? Probably not, right? You'd probably feel like, yeah, the neighbors are charitable, because, matter of fact, they could probably get it cheaper, you know, going to Jiffy Lube or whatever the hell your endeavor was. Anyways, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And like I say, I'm not blaming just myself, but I mean, there must be some things I do that's not helping my situation. I'll give it time. I'll think it over. I'm just thinking out loud, folks. Just thinking out loud. Like I say, I'm not going to go away entirely. I don't think I'd ever do that. But I do have to sit and reflect on things and figure out what. But I will say, I am soon going to do another stream where it's just for a private chat for those of you who have the memberships. I'm definitely going to do that soon. They do it for the money, and it's sad. Many do it for the money, it's sad, but I believe Bennett is passionate about what he does, and that's the truth. The Rebel, Spencer Fernando, and True North are in it for the money. Yeah, well, but that's the thing, though, Terry M. And I really do, and I appreciate that. And you're 100% correct in that. But at the same time, like I say, like, whether it's the Rebel, Spencer Fernando, True North, they all have to live. I don't know what it is, man. Is it because we're all Canadian? Like, I don't understand why people hate on people because they want to make money. Like, it's kind of a requirement to live. Like I say, I don't know. Like I say, Living in Canada, it's such a weird thing. You end up having such a love-hate relationship with money because it's such a socialist country where people don't have proper respect for money. Is just a representation of value. Like right now, the value that I get usually comes across in likes, subscribes, or like view counts, subscriberships, or like shares, right? That's a measure of value too, but I'm not even getting that in terms of a whole lot of extra value. But I don't know. Money is just another way to measure and gauge other people's value, right? Or what kind of value people place in it. And to me, what my gauge is suggesting that I am of very, very little value to very few Canadians, apparently. But anyways, I don't know. I'm fucking just okay. I'm tying up this stream, folks, because yeah, I'm kind of I did go 2 hours though, pretty close. But anyway, I'm just checking out the few people. We can hate everyone equally today. Right on, G Rich. Right on. Oh, shoot. Thank you very much, Large Coffee, for the Large Coffee. Thank you for the YouTube member. I'll check out what level you picked. I will give the special shout out, though. I really appreciate you doing that, Large Coffee. And like I say, I don't even expect anyone to do any of this stuff anymore because, like I say, that's the problem I have with it's so hard to deal with it because at the same time that I don't want you folks to think that I'm just, looking for money or handouts. Like, that's why part of me says, Bennett, just rip the Band-Aid off and just everyone will get mad at you for going away, but then they'll get over it. And then I don't have to be that guy that has to keep tormenting people because I'm broke all the time. I don't even like bringing it up to you folks. I really don't. I sit here sometimes before I even go live, like, really, do I even want to put people through bad enough? I got to go through my own fucking internal misery and hell in my mind. Do I really want to bring that to other people too? Right? So I don't know. But anyways, thank you very much. I'll check. I'll have to check once I get off after. I think I have to wait till it's actually processed or whatever before I can actually check what your membership level is at. And then I'll mention it in the next stream, which probably at this point in time might be on the weekend or something like that. But anyways, thanks for joining. And I really appreciate the membership. And like I say, thanks to everyone else that showed up to I did post that already, right? And thanks for everyone else that showed up to the stream. Like I say, hopefully I'll be in a much better mood during the next stream. I definitely got to do a lot of soul searching and some pondering and thinking about things because I just don't know how many more years of this stuff I've got in me if Canadians are just like, I can't imagine going another couple of years and still being like I say, I've seen how bad Canada has gotten in the last 10 years and it's only gotten, like I say, progressively worse. And yet nobody, no matter how bad things have got, but that's the thing. But that's, once again, it's all anecdotal and it's based on where I'm sitting from or where I'm viewing things. I'm going through tough time, but at the same time, the statists are doing great. I think government's winning big time, mostly by buying off most of the people that would be normally disenfranchised with the state or government and be pivoting towards channel like myself. Government just keeps picking them off, right? No, don't go listen to Bennett. No, don't look towards pivoting away from big government. No, come under the fold, come into the fold, and we'll take care of you. We'll prop you up. No, you don't have to worry about a thing. I'll take care of you from cradle to grave. And that's what big government seems to be doing these days and seem to be very effective at it because most Canadians seem to be more than willing to, like, why fight it? Might as well just join them. If you can't beat them, and I think most Canadians are at least wise enough to realize that, yeah, you're not beating big government these days. There's too many people that are part and parcel of big government or who benefit from it. So, yeah, because that's such a large cohort and you can't beat them, there's no possible way of beating them. If you can't beat them, what's your other option? To join them, right? And I think that's what's happened today in Canada is most people they've joined the ranks of big government and are unwilling to even try to hold it to account anymore and leaving that more of that burden, more of that effort. That's why I'm feeling that way even more heavily these days is because I'm having to assume more and more of that weight because there's less Canadians, less and less people sharing that burden or helping to spread the information around. So I'm feeling the weight, folks. And I've got pretty broad shoulders. I'm a fairly a stout dude, but I can only take so much myself. And with a few you folks helping out, like I say, nothing against, and for you, like I say, probably a couple dozen at least, and ultimately a couple dozen really, really loyal followers that, like I say, just I'll forever keep you folks in my mind. And then up to a couple hundred people that are like been watching my stuff forever, and they're just not as big into like getting into the chats and stuff. But there's definitely at least a couple hundred Canadians, and like I say, I'm really appreciative of that couple hundred people, or you couple dozen people that are the most active amongst them. Like I say, tremendous amount of respect and appreciation for you folks. You folks have kept me going for many years. But anyways, I'm going to let it go, and I'm just going to, like I say, I'm going to do a lot of thinking, a lot of pondering. But like I say, there was lots of news that still covers, so I wanted to get this information out and make that announcement that the streams are definitely not going to be as regular now, especially with the COVID kind of dying down. Although, like I say, who knows what's going to happen or what's going to take place going forward. But I'm probably going to have to reduce the load in terms of streams and try to get back into the videos, and hopefully, like I say, maybe get things more balanced out, and maybe get myself in a little bit or better mindset. Maybe I'll get myself another ambitious go around and be able to keep doing this for a little while longer. But anyways, let's see what Little Missy's saying. Everyone rather crash in front of a TV than deal. Yeah, I know. I hear you. And sometimes I completely understand why they do so. Because a lot of times I think, well, if you can't change things, right, it's not real healthy psychologically for you to keep trying to put yourself in a situation where you're going through that kind of mental anguish, knowing that you can't change it, right? So maybe, like I say, maybe the rest of Canadians are actually healthier in their mindset than I am by protecting themselves from having to deal with this shit on a continued basis. Maybe I'm the one that causes more harm to myself. Maybe sometimes, and I believe this might be true, I might be my own worst enemy at times, right? That could very well be the case. Sometimes I've even had people mention, like, geez, Ben, are you a glutton for punishment? And sometimes, like I say, it could seem to be the case. Anyways, thanks. Thank you, Large Coffee. I really appreciate that. And I will do that. I will do that for sure. H3H3. Call H3H3 out. People love that stuff. H3H3. I thought they were pretty decent. That's that guy the guy and his wife or girlfriend. I watched them a couple times. They seem pretty decent, I think. I haven't watched forever, though. But anyways, thank you very, very much, Gigi Allen. I really appreciate that. And like I say, I really appreciate all you fine folks that do support me. It's you folks in the chat that's going to give me a little bit more positivity to draw from when I get off this stream. And like I say, I do appreciate you doing so. Anyways, I'll see you in the next stream. You folks enjoy you. It's going to be another hot scorcher day today. I would imagine if it's that way on the East Coast, it's probably going to be that way in the rest of Canada as well. So like I say, enjoy the nice warm weather. Spend lots of time with family and friends, the people that really matter most in your life. Make sure you keep those people near and dear. And, maybe some of those people maybe you haven't talked to in a while, and maybe reach out to them. Maybe they're feeling a little bit isolated and alone. No pun intended in regards to the COVID thing, right? Maybe touch down with a few peeps that maybe you haven't talked to in a while and see what's up with them. And I don't know, like I say, maybe we'll get more and more people start being more actively engaged out there. Maybe I'll do the same thing myself. Think of some people to reach out to that I haven't talked to in a while. Anyways, like I say, everyone have yourself a great day. Like I say, all these articles that I've been covering will be in the description of the stream below, and I'll see you in the next one. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.